You guys are so inspiring. I really, girl power.
Girl power.
It feels good being here.
Get it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Mom's View. Look who's here, Angel. Woo! She just had twins. Yay!
Just barely.
Congratulations, Angel. You look amazing.
Well, thank you so much.
I'm so excited because we are working with State Farm. Woohoo! And we have a very special guest also, Mr. Kate. You guys probably recognize her beautiful little face from YouTube. She has a jewelry line and a book.
I mean, she just does it all.
Everything.
Well, you all do it all as well. That's hard to say.
Welcome to The Mom's View, girlfriend.
Thank
How are
you.
you? What's new? What's going on? Talk to us.
Oh man, well yeah, as you said, for you guys that don't know me, I have a DIY design lifestyle blog. I started out as a jewelry designer, and then I started a fashion blog alongside the jewelry line, which we sold online because I thought, I should take, outfit photos, showcase my designs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The jewelry is the one thing that I took serious classes in. I'm a trained metalsmith.
Well, all right.
Every day you get a metalsmith up in here.
So you started this when you were 5? Is that what you're saying? Is that right?
Yeah, right.
Fresh off the
Well,
womb.
thank you. No. I started it in my mid-20s.
Uh-huh.
I am currently 31 years old.
Get it.
It's amazing.
Get it.
And I just started realizing that I wanted to work for my own creative ideas instead of other people's creative projects. So I took the sort of nosedive into running a blog and business. And that was a big chance for me to take because I gotten an agent. I was working as an actress, so I was doing a lot of things that a lot of people struggled to do.
Right.
And so I felt kind of guilty making the choice to tell my agent, I don't want to go on auditions anymore. I'm really going wholeheartedly into this lifestyle, creative company, Mr. Kate, which is my name and the company. I'm also an egomaniac. That's awesome. So yeah, that was a big challenge to overcome, which was just sort of the fear of, other people basically going, why? You're working, you have these things that I'm, working my butt off to get an agent. And so that was a big moment.
So what do you think was the shift? Did somebody inspire you to say, hey, you should take this leap of faith or nosedive or whatever you call it?
Well, fortunately, it was a nosedive up into an upward.
And then there was wings.
Soaring, yes. I have to say, I definitely didn't do this on my own. My partner is my business partner, my life partner, otherwise known as a husband. Joey is his name, and he runs the business with me, and he was there from jump when we even came up with the name Mr. Kate. I was actually looking for URLs for the blog, and I typed in my name, Kate, and you know how they show variations, suggestions if the URL isn't available, and one of them was Mr. Kate, and I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Together we were both like, that's so funny because that's kind of what I stand for in the sense of asking a question and just sort of sparking creativity with just thinking outside the box and defining your own life, whatever it means to you. And I like that the name just sparks a question and people why Mr. Kate?
Okay, right.
And my answer is, why not?
Right, I love that.
Which is how I approach all kinds of creative projects. If it feels good, if it's expressing yourself, why not? So yeah, Joey has been behind the scenes the entire time and has really been my mentor. My parents got divorced when I grew up. I never really saw a healthy partnership, and I wasn't really sure what that looked like, and I'm learning by doing.
Yeah,
By
right.
doing.
It's a
That's
very
amazing.
healthy partnership.
Good for you for following your heart and
Yeah.
where it's taken you.
Right.
That's so incredible.
Yeah. I want to know about what kind of interesting challenges you guys have faced in your life and what inspired you to take a leap of faith and who your mentor was. Carly?
Wow, 27, and I feel like I've lived a little. I got married when I was 20, really young, and then went through a divorce at 22. So that was a huge turning point in my life. And then just, I think using the term being a single mom is hard, but I think a lot of people don't understand the backstory of what gets somebody to being a single parent or a single mom. And well, unfortunately, mine was from a bad marriage and a hard divorce, and so that was a big turning point in my life. I learned a lot of life experiences, kind of the fast, hard way, but You know, it's just hard. It's hard to look back at something and never regret it, especially if you come out on top and you feel positive about it, you know? And I think it's just toxic to ever look back and like, well, if I wouldn't have made that choice or agreed to go on that first date, I think that eats you up inside. And so I think, like, why not just embrace it and take it on wholeheartedly? And Katilette and KayLi are like, yeah, we've heard your sob stories. Don't act like you're so positive.
I was just thinking you're so strong. Like, you went through a lot.
You guys are nice.
You are
Love you guys.
solid.
And you have such a beautiful boy too that came out of that. You know, even though it wasn't
and it's
the
not,
storybook
it's not like
idea you
anything
had.
like, oh, I don't regret marrying him. I don't regret dating him. I mean, we had a love, and that's like a hard thing when something ends like that so tragically. Because there's a big part of me that was like, I did, like, we did have a good thing going, but just being that young and, he was in a different place in his life, it was just hard, so.
Was there somebody that you think kind of helped you get out of that relationship that you went to for advice that sort of mentored you?
Yeah. I mean, my family's, we're like thick as thieves.
I don't know much about your family.
Yes. You have siblings?
I mean, that's the greatest thing about my family. I feel like, it's hard to pick out one. I would love to say my mom and literally KayLi and Katilette, like, best friends for life. Never in my whole life dreamed.
Oh, put it together.
Because I don't have sisters, and I really wanted Logan to be a sister. Logan, I still love you. But so grateful that my brothers found such amazing women because they're like, truly, oh my God.
Breathe through your nose.
But when you girls, you understand how hard it is to find a good, like, girlfriend. My family's always been there for, like, different, they've played different parts in my life, but through the whole process of, just healing and dealing with that. But these two and my mom, just right there all the time, so.
Katilette, was there a time in your life that you felt like that you wanted to make a change or overcome something, and a specific mentor that, like, helped you confidently go in the direction of your dreams?
Well, I think just the first time I left home and went to college, because it was kind of scary, and I'd grown up. My mom passed away and everything, and I felt like I had the whole world in front of me, but at the same time, these experiences in my life that kind of made me who I was. And I was kind of scared at first because I really held on to my family tight during those years. And, as anybody would when you're going through something big like that. And so I was a little bit scared to leave home. I didn't go really far from home, but it was a definite good hour at least from home. And I just have to attribute it to my dad. My dad is just the most amazing person to me, and he is the strongest, but yet he was able to show his emotions, which made me grow in so many ways that I didn't know was possible. He taught me so much about not only how to work really hard. I remember summers working so hard at the potato warehouse that he owned. My friends would be at the mall hanging out, and I'd be in my scrubs in a dark potato warehouse working, and just what I learned from that. And also, he taught me, how to manage money, how to manage my car. This is one of the definite experiences that I was like, okay, my dad is right. I had a car that was like this really cheap Nissan $700 car that was mine. Like, I had saved my money at the warehouse and I bought a car. So the car had an oil leak, and he had taught me how to check it and to make sure I was putting oil in it until we could go and get it fixed. And of course, I was being all independent, and I wasn't gonna waste any time checking oil when I stopped to get gas. And I totally ruined my engine. So good thing it was a cheap car. I mean, to me it was expensive because I had worked really hard to save that $700 to buy this really old car. But it was mine, and so I was proud of it. And I totally ruined the engine. But it was just one of those things, it's like, you know what? Even in the big things, my dad has always been right. And even though we fought some of the time and I resisted him a lot of the time, he always came from a place of love. And he just taught me so much by being just a loving father. And I just attribute everything to him. And watching him go through losing my mom was just watching him experience those experiences and love me through everything and try to give me everything still, I just have to attribute it all to him.
It's amazing.
Beautiful. Ooh, trying to hold him back. Angel, what about you?
So like you, I still am an actress, so I still pursue that regularly, but then I decided, okay, I'm gonna do this weird thing over here and see what that turns into. So when I decided to start really taking my channel seriously, I was still like, what am I doing? Like, I have no idea what this, and then when it comes to like working with people and figuring out how much am I worth, what is this, I really had no idea what I was doing. Still kind of don't, but she's who I go to all the single time, and that's you.
Oh, girl.
Like, I am always like, so Shaytards, tell me what you think about this. And it really has, even my husband now takes it seriously because I'm not like floating around in the YouTube space like aimlessly. So like it's made, like really, no, when I've listened to Shaytards, she's such a boss. I call, and that's what I tell her all the time.
She is the boss.
She hustles like no, and I appreciate a hustler. Oh my goodness. So Shaytards, like when I listened to her story of her transitioning over into from being a makeup artist to a blogger and a vlogger, and she's like, no, I call these people, I tell them what I have to offer, I show them this, I show them that. I'm like, so, okay. I don't have any of that stuff. So can you give me your stuff? And I'll just put my face on it.
I'll reference it.
Yeah, just plop that. So it really has turned me more into feeling more like a businesswoman when it comes to YouTube, and not just really like,
Right.
I'm funny sometimes, and I can all the time tell a joke. Do you want to work with me? So yeah, no, like really, you are truly my mentor when it comes to YouTube. Don't cry about it. It's a good thing.
I'm so flattered. I'm just emotional. I know.
Women.
I'm so flattered. I've always wanted to be a mentor. I didn't know that I was.
Oh, absolutely. I don't call. I mean, I love you ladies too, but I literally call you because we've all had different journeys in the YouTube space, and yours is a lot more similar than mine because you really had to take a definitive stance of, I'm going to do this, and I have a specific goal, and this is how much I'm saying I'm worth, and unless you can come to me with that, thank you.
Something that you said I really identify with, the whole like valuing yourself.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's something that women kind of struggle with because something that's reinforced in us is to be sweet. Like that's like a word, or nice. Oh, she's so nice, she's so sweet. And that's kind of like a politeness thing.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to find like your business voice.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is like valuing yourself, knowing I am worth this, and kind of holding a hard line to that.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe you're learning along the way, but the most important thing you can have is a confidence in yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, be your own mentor, you know? Really, like, you know, surround yourself with people that inspire and that are doing similar things or you can find commonalities with, but then also, like, believe in your own value.
Right. So I know you mentioned that your husband is one of your mentors and helped you take that leap of faith. Is there anybody else that you consider a mentor that?
Yeah, well, I mean, because what I was doing was sort of, I didn't have anyone else around me that knew what was going on. So I actually have gone to therapy for years now, and I mean, I guess it's kind of funny to say that somebody you pay is a mentor. Somebody you pay to listen to your problems is a mentor, but I really feel like it's such a special relationship. And a lot of people are, you know, kind of quiet about going to therapy or think that they can't afford it or something, but there's so many affordable opportunities to, you know, see a counselor or a therapist or something with like a professional supervising me, talking about my emotions, and she could kind of pick out, you know, things that I would say and kind of, you know, enlighten me about it. And so that was she's become a real mentor for me. She's an older woman and, you know, has just become like a role model for me. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's really
cool.
great. There's been so many times in my life where I'm like, I wish I had a therapist.
Right. Sometimes it would be really nice.
Unbiased opinion, you know, like not my husband or my sister or parents or brother or anything. Just like somebody who can just like listen to me ramble, because sometimes you just want to talk. What about you, darling?
You know, the hardest thing that I've ever done, and I'm sure that you can relate, is motherhood. It was really challenging. It's also the most rewarding, something that I love more than anything. I love being a mom. And so I have to give a big shout out to my mom, who has been amazing. She had me when she was 15, which is so young. I can't imagine. And I didn't ever realize how young she was because she tried her hardest. I think she was like, I'm going to prove everyone wrong, that even though I'm young, I can be an awesome mom, and she has been such a great mom. And you know, the challenges that come along with motherhood, she's been there right by my side, and I feel so lucky. You know, going back to work, I went back to work when Braylee was 1, and you know, even leaving, I remember leaving Braylee for the first time overnight, and I just felt terrible. Like, my mom's just been there telling me, it's okay, like, it's okay to do these things, and you need to do this. And with Braylee, I couldn't nurse her. I could not figure it out. And my mom was, again, just right there saying, it's okay. You know, I feel like there comes more challenges with them getting older. She's sassy, and I don't know how to deal with that. And I still I still go to my mom, and she shares her experiences, and so I'm just so grateful that I've had her. I mean, she's been my mentor in so many ways, but especially in motherhood.
Just embrace the differences in your roles. Like, you have lots of different roles, and you don't have to lead them all perfectly. Who does?
Yes, that's why we
a
always
learning
need someone
experience.
right there to be like, it's okay.
And I love that your
doing
mom
your
was
best.
there saying, you know, it's okay,
Yeah.
it's okay, because it is okay. And like,
Right.
look how amazing all your babies are. And,
thank
you know, so, you know, it all works out, hopefully.
Yeah, right.
So Shay's Pooh.
Yeah.
What is your challenge, honey?
Well, you know, I like to get my hustle on, and I've been trying to build my empire since I was about 6 years old, when I was stealing lemons from my neighbors' trees so I could make lemonade to sell back to the neighbors, so I would have just enough money to go swimming and jump off the high dive. Like, I remember that was my goal every day. Like, I'm gonna jack your lemons, squeeze them, sell them back to you, and all I need is $6 so I can jump off the high dive at Harvey West in Santa Cruz, California.
I love it.
But you know, I feel like when I think about like the things in my life that have always like been important to me, that I've always wanted to do, I mean, I go back, and you guys have heard this, I'm sorry if I'm a broken record, I love to travel, and I love to experience the world and cultures, and I think that, you know, there's like a saying, like, travel is the only thing that you can buy that makes you richer, and I truly believe that. Like, I love to see other people live their life, because it always makes me appreciate my own life and where I got to grow up and where I get to live and the people that are around me, because we are really lucky that we get to live here and have the freedom to even make YouTube videos and you know, go after our dreams. So I always think about travel, and of course both my parents are the most well-traveled humans on the planet, and they've constantly inspired me and been my mentors. I mean, right now my dad's in Cuba teaching a photography workshop.
Wow.
My sister is on a yoga retreat in Bali for a month. My mom is going to China this summer to teach English. And I just like think about my brother's getting his master's degree, and I just think about like my family, they're all such like curious, explorative people.
That's beautiful.
And it gets my juices flowing, and makes me just, you know, want to be a nomad and like wander the earth and show my sweet potato like everything that life has to offer. And I love that both my parents have always been really supportive of that, you know. And my mom left home when she was 22, completely by herself, and traveled the world for 2 years alone. And I mean, there was like not really much contact with like her family. I mean, letters here and there, and her mom came and visited her a few times, but she was on her own and got to do such unique things, and lived in India and Iran, where she met my dad, and you know, and then he moved to this country to he moved to America, and it's just cool. It's just cool to travel and see the world, and I'm so proud of you, Carly, because I know you've got lots of stamps on your passport, and we're gonna get you guys some stamps too, sister.
I think what you said is like spot on. The more, because I used to be like, I like Idaho and like in your comfort zone, and it's almost like that unknown, but the more you do travel, like I feel like it just makes you young, because you get to experience things in a new way, like as a child would. I just found out I'm going to London.
I know, I saw that on like Twitter or Instagram or something, and I'm really, really happy for you. It's such a cool city.
Sorry, I'm not taking your moment
No,
away, but
no.
I feel you on the travel, sister.
Yeah, and I think once you get some tastes of it, you just want more.
Just hearing you talk about it, I'm like, I think I want to travel now.
And you know, I'm not saying every travel experience I've ever had is like luxurious and I'm flying on private jets. Not yet anyway. But you know, even the hard stuff, it makes you appreciate, like seeing the world, and it always makes you appreciate life. And I think it's so important to see the way other people live. I'll always remember the first time I went out of the country. I was 13, and my dad took me to Europe. We went to France, Ireland, and England together.
It's like the dream.
And it was awesome. And my dad actually took my sister to like like Germany and Austria, and took my brother to Amsterdam and Ron. He took all the kids on like a father-kid trip to
That's
really,
amazing.
like, you know, make sure he was our mentor and there for us. And I remember getting to France and just being like so excited and overwhelmed. And then all of a sudden my dad's speaking French, and I'm like, who are you, you international man of mystery?
Oh my goodness.
It was just so cool. Anyway, so
Do you feel like at such a young age,
That's
like you
amazing.
appreciated it?
oh, I loved it. I
Very
loved
cool.
it so much.
Right.
So, you know, I gotta give a lot of credit to the parental units for inspiring me to
absolutely.
get stamps on my passport. You guys, this was such a fun episode.
So
I
fun.
just love you
This was
guys
great.
so much. Thank you, Kate, for joining us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
please. This
And
was so
Angel-
fun. You guys are so inspiring. And really, girl power.
Girl
It feels good being here. Yeah.
Thank you, State Farm, for encouraging us to have each other's backs and just
Yes.
overall girl power.
Yeah.
Also, Kate and I did a super duper fun video that's going to be up soon where we make over at my house and make this chic baby safe room, so you guys have to check that out. As usual, like, comment, share, subscribe. We love you, and we'll see you soon. Bye.